Most of the time, we believe that our biggest problems are outside of us. We think it is other people, bad luck, circumstances, or the world that keeps holding us back. But the truth is much more uncomfortable. The biggest obstacle in our life is often ourselves. The mountain is not about fighting the world. It is about understanding why we sabotage our own happiness, growth, and success, even when we desperately want to change. Self-sabotage does not mean you are broken. It means you are protecting yourself in a way that once made sense. Every habit, fear, and pattern you have exists for a reason. At some point in your life, these behaviors helped you survive emotionally. But what once protected you can later imprison you. Growth begins when you stop judging yourself and start understanding yourself. Many people believe they lack motivation, but motivation is rarely the real problem. The real issue is emotional safety. We resist change not because we are lazy, but because change threatens our identity. Even pain can feel familiar, and the familiar feels safe. This is why people stay in unhealthy relationships, toxic jobs, and self-destructive habits. The mind prefers predictable pain over unfamiliar growth. The mountain you are trying to climb is not your career, your finances, or your relationships. The mountain is your fear of being seen, your fear of failure, and sometimes even your fear of success. When people get close to the life they want, they often sabotage it. Not because they do not deserve it, but because it challenges who they believe they are. One of the most powerful ideas in this book is that emotional healing is not about fixing yourself. It is about listening to yourself. Emotions are messengers. Anxiety is not weakness. It is unprocessed fear. Procrastination is not laziness. It is avoidance rooted in self-doubt. When you learn to listen instead of suppress, clarity begins to emerge. Many people confuse self-love with comfort. True self-love often requires discomfort. It means choosing long-term peace over short-term relief. It means facing difficult emotions instead of numbing them. Healing is not glamorous. It is quiet, repetitive, and deeply personal. It is choosing yourself even when no one is watching. The book explains that trauma is not just what happened to you. Trauma is what happened inside you as a result of what happened to you. Two people can experience the same event and carry it differently. Healing begins when you stop minimizing your pain and start validating your emotional experience. Another deep truth is that you cannot build a new life with an old mindset. Growth requires identity change. You must become someone who can handle the life you want. This means releasing outdated beliefs, unlearning survival patterns, and allowing yourself to evolve. Change feels like loss because you are letting go of who you used to be. Many people wait for confidence before taking action, but confidence is built through action. You do not become ready and then change. You change and readiness follows. Every small act of courage reshapes your self-image. Over time, consistency builds trust with yourself. The mountain teaches that emotional regulation is one of the most powerful skills a person can develop. When you learn to sit with discomfort instead of reacting impulsively, you reclaim control over your life. Healing is not about never feeling pain. It is about not letting pain control your decisions. One of the most important lessons in the book is responsibility. Not blame, but responsibility. Taking responsibility for your healing is not saying what happened was okay. It is saying you refuse to let it define your future. Responsibility gives power. Blame keeps you stuck. Many people romanticize transformation, but real transformation is subtle. It happens in daily choices. Choosing boundaries over people-pleasing. Choosing rest over burnout. Choosing honesty over avoidance. These small decisions compound into a completely different life. The book also speaks about intuition. Intuition is not magic. It is the result of self-trust. When you are disconnected from yourself, intuition feels silent. When you listen to yourself consistently, intuition becomes clear. You already know what you need. The challenge is trusting yourself enough to act on it. Fear does not disappear when you heal, but it changes. It stops controlling you. You learn that fear can exist alongside courage. You stop waiting for fear to go away and start moving forward with it. That is real strength. The mountain reminds us that healing is not linear. Some days you feel strong. Some days old patterns resurface. This does not mean you are failing. It means you are human. Growth is not about perfection. It is about awareness. Ultimately, this book teaches that the mountain is not meant to be destroyed. It is meant to be climbed. Every challenge you face is shaping you into someone more aligned, more aware, and more grounded. The pain you feel is not punishment, it is information. When you stop fighting yourself, life becomes lighter. When you stop running from your emotions, they lose their power. When you choose growth over comfort, you discover who you were meant to become. The mountain is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to who you truly are beneath fear, conditioning, and survival. And when you finally stand at the top of your mountain, you realize something powerful. You were never in your own way. You were learning how to rise. Subscribe for more.